board meeting. Tonight's board meetings are being conducted via webcam. Excuse me. Via webcam video and teleconferencing is approved through a limited time exception reinstituted by the Ohio General Assembly, which directly affects how local governments throughout the state operate in conducting public business. This temporary exception will expire July 1st, 2022. And now the contemporaneous meeting for instrumentalities that do not have any new business or matters requiring deliberation. The meetings of the following instrumentalities: Laurel Homes 1, Lincoln View Incorporated, Reserve on South Martin, Southwest Ohio Housing Development Incorporated, Cary Crossing Development Corporation, West Union Square Development Corporation, Sutter View Development Corporation, Pinecrest Rad Development Corporation, Park Eden Evanston LLC, Park Eden Apartments Development Corporation, Mariana Terrace Development Corporation, Logan Commons LLC, and Horizon Hills LLC are hereby called to order. Roll call for attendance. Ms. Mitchell.
Present.
Mr. Weedman.
Present.
Ms. Spears.
Present.
And the chair is present. We have a quorum. Commissioners, you've reviewed the March 29, 2022 minutes for these instrumentalities. Are there any corrections?
Motion to
Hearing
approve.
none, is there a motion to approve the minutes?
Motion to approve.
Thank
Second.
you. Thank you. Now roll call. Ms. Mitchell,
Aye.
Mr. Weedman,
Aye.
Ms. Spears.
Aye.
The chair votes aye. Let's see. We want to stay in good order here. Ms. Mitchell, I'm afraid I went too fast. You were not present for this meeting. Would you
Oh, I
like to
wasn't?
abstain?
Okay.
Thank you. And the motion passes. There's no new business for these instrumentalities. May I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you. A second.
Second.
Great. A roll call to adjourn. Ms. Mitchell,
Aye.
Mr. Weedman,
Aye.
Ms. Spears.
Aye.
The chair votes aye. The meeting is adjourned. Now the regular meeting of Bennett Point Development Corporation for Tuesday, April 26, 2022. The meeting is called to order. Roll call for attendance. Ms. Mitchell,
Present.
Mr. Weedman,
Present.
Ms. Spears,
Present.
and the chair is present. We have a quorum. Item 3 is approval of minutes. Is there a motion to approve the minutes from the
Motion to
Bennett?
approve.
Thank you. A second? Thank you. Any corrections to the minutes? Hearing none, roll call. Ms. Mitchell,
Abstain.
Mr. Weedman,
Aye.
Ms. Spears,
Aye.
and the chair votes aye. The motion passes. Item 4 is discussion of secretary recommendations. Resolution 003, authorizing Bennett Point Development Corporation to execute any and all documents or take any other action that is necessary or appropriate to: 1, facilitate the construction of Bennett Point; 2, cause Bennett Point Development Corporation to execute and cause Bennett, I beg your pardon, an amended and restated operating agreement of Bennett Point LLC. Number 3, cause Bennett Point LLC to enter into development financing for the project. And 4, cause Bennett Point Development Corporation and/or Bennett Point LLC to execute any such further documentation. Is there a motion to accept?
Second.
Thank you. Any questions from the board? Hearing none, roll call on the resolution. Ms. Mitchell,
Aye.
Mr. Weedman,
Aye.
Ms. Spears.
Aye.
The chair votes aye. The resolution passes. If there's no other business to come before the board,
Motion
may I
to
have a
adjourn.
motion to adjourn? Thank you.
Second.
Thank you very much. And now roll call to adjourn. Ms. Mitchell,
Aye.
Mr. Weedman,
Aye.
Ms. Spears,
Aye.
And the chair votes aye. The motion carries. The meeting for Bennett Point Development Corporation is adjourned. This is the initial regular meeting of Beechwood RAD Development Corporation for Tuesday, April 26, 2022. The meeting is called to order. Roll call for attendance, Ms. Mitchell,
Present.
Mr. Weedman,
Present.
Ms. Spears,
Present.
and the chair is present. We have a quorum for the meeting. Item 3 is approval of minutes, but there are no meeting minutes as this is the initial meeting of this instrumentality. Item 4 is discussion of secretary recommendations, resolution 001, creating the bylaws of Beechwood RAD Development Corporation. Is there a motion to
Motion to
accept?
approve.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Any questions from the board? Hearing none, roll call for approval. Ms. Mitchell,
Aye.
Mr. Weedman,
Aye.
Ms. Spears,
Aye.
and the chair votes aye. The resolution passes. If there's no other business to come before the board, may I have a motion to adjourn the Beechwood
So
RAD
moved.
Development? Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. And roll call to adjourn. Ms. Mitchell,
Aye.
Mr. Weedman,
Aye.
Ms. Spears,
Aye.
and the chair votes aye. The motion carried. The meeting for Beechwood RAD Development Corporation is adjourned. This is the initial regular meeting of Maple Tower RAD Development Corporation for Tuesday, April 26, 2022. The meeting is called to order and roll call for attendance. Ms. Mitchell,
Present.
Mr. Weedman,
Present.
Ms. Spears,
Present.
and the chair is present. We have a quorum. Item 3 is approval of minutes, although there are no meeting minutes as this is the initial meeting of this instrumentality. Item 4 is discussion of secretary recommendations, resolution 001, authorizing the CEO to file certificate of amendment with the Ohio Corporation Commission, changing the name of the corporation from Maple RAD Development Corporation to Maple Tower RAD Development Corporation. Is there a motion to
Motion.
accept? Thank you. A second?
Second.
Thank you. Any questions? Hearing none, let's have roll call to Ms. Mitchell,
Aye.
Mr. Weedman,
Aye.
Ms. Spears,
Aye.
and the chair votes aye. The resolution passes. Resolution 002, creating the bylaws of Maple Tower RAD Development Corporation. Is there a motion to accept? Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Any questions? Hearing none, roll call. Ms. Mitchell,
Aye.
Mr. Weedman,
Aye.
Ms. Spears,
Aye.
and the chair votes aye. The resolution passes. And
Motion
if
to
there's no
adjourn.
other business to come before the board, did I hear a motion?
Yes.
Yes. Second.
Okay, and a second. And now roll call to adjourn. Ms. Mitchell,
Aye.
Mr. Weedman,
Aye.
Ms. Spears,
Aye.
and the chair votes aye. The motion carries. The meeting from Maple Tower RAD Development Corporation is adjourned. Now the regular meeting of Touchstone Property Services Incorporated for Tuesday, April 26, 2022. The meeting is called to order. Roll call for attendance. Ms. Mitchell,
Present.
Mr. Weedman,
Present.
Ms. Spears,
Present.
and the chair is present. We have a quorum. Item 3 is approval of minutes. Is there a
Motion.
motion? Thank you. A second? I believe I heard a second. Any corrections to the minutes? Hearing none, roll call. Ms. Mitchell,
Aye.
Mr. Weedman,
Aye.
Ms. Spears,
Aye.
and the chair votes aye. The motion passes. Item 4 is discussion of recommendations. Resolution 188, approving the financial report for the month of March 2022 with collection losses. Is there a motion to accept?
Motion.
Thank you. A second?
Second.
Thanks.
Second.
Thank you. Are there any questions from board members? Hearing none, roll call. Ms. Mitchell,
Aye.
Mr. Weedman,
Aye.
Ms. Spears,
Aye.
and the chair votes aye. The resolution passes. Resolution 189 to approve the financial statements for Hamilton County Affordable Housing, Springdale Senior Limited Partnership, doing business as Baldwin Grove, the Reserve on South Martin, Cary Crossing, West Union Square, Sutter View, Evanston, Pinecrest, Park Eden Apartments, City West Retail, and Touchstone Property Services for 3 months ending March 31st, 2022 for calendar year 2022. Is there a motion? Thank you. A second? Thanks. Any questions? Hearing none, roll call. Ms. Mitchell,
Aye.
Mr. Weedman,
Aye.
Ms. Spears,
Aye.
and the chair votes aye. The resolution passes. Resolution 183 that was tabled March 29, 2022 is a resolution to approve calendar year 2022 budget revisions for Sutter View LLC and Springdale Senior Living Partnership doing business as Baldwin Grove. Is there a motion to accept?
Motion.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Any questions? Hearing none, roll call. Ms. Mitchell,
Aye.
Mr. Weedman,
Aye.
Ms. Spears.
Aye.
The chair votes aye. The resolution passes. Resolution 190 to approve the final draft audits for Cary Crossing LLC, Reserve on South Martin LP, Springdale Senior Limited Partnership doing business as Baldwin Grove, and West Union Square LLC, financial audits for calendar years 2020 and 2021. Is there a motion to accept? Thank you.
Motion.
Thank you. Any questions on this? Hearing none, roll call. Ms. Mitchell,
Aye.
Mr. Weedman,
Aye.
Ms. Spears,
Aye.
and the chair votes aye. The resolution passes. Resolution 191, authorizing the Chief Executive Officer of Touchstone Property Services to sign the first contract extension option through June 30, 2022 for contract TP 21-1001. Work order services with Trustus Transportation LLC, DBA Trustus Maintenance and Janitorial, Colossal Janitorial LLC, Fancy Structure Construction LLC, Prestige Home Improvement and Roofing LLC, Bruce Gray, DBA From the Ground Up Renovations, August Cleaning Services LLC, the Stone Street Group LLC, Finesse Services LLC, Ultimate Professionals LLC, GLT Renovations LLC, Somebody Gotta Do It LLC, Krusty Renovation Services LLC, Touch of Perfection Painting LLC, DCJ Janitorial LLC, and KNVY Renovations LLC in a not to exceed amount of $200,000 per contractor per year for a maximum 3-year contract or the board approved budget funded by operating funds. Is there a motion to approve? Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Any questions on this? Hearing none, roll call. Ms. Mitchell,
Aye.
Mr. Weedman,
Aye.
Ms. Spears.
Aye.
The chair votes aye. The resolution passes. Resolution 192, creating the management agreement of Beechwood RAD LLC. Is there a motion to approve? Thank you. A second?
Second.
Thank you. Any questions? Hearing none, roll call. Ms. Mitchell,
Aye.
Mr. Weedman,
Aye.
Ms. Spears,
Aye.
and the chair votes aye. The resolution passes. Resolution 193, creating the management agreement of Maple Tower RAD LLC. Is there a
Motion.
motion to accept? Thank you. A second? Okay. Are there any questions from the board? Hearing none, roll call. Ms. Mitchell,
Aye.
Mr. Weedman,
Aye.
Ms. Spears.
Aye.
The chair votes aye. The resolution passes. Resolution 194 to approve the calendar year 2022 budget revisions for Hamilton County Affordable Housing. Is there a
Motion.
motion to accept?
Second.
Thank you. Are there any questions from the board? Hearing none, roll call. Ms. Mitchell,
Aye.
Mr. Weedman,
Aye.
Ms. Spears,
Aye.
and the chair votes aye. The resolution passes. During March 2022 of fiscal year 2022, TPS entered into 13 non-construction contracts with not to exceed maximum amounts below $100,000. In parentheses, per resolution number 174, approved January 25th, 2022, the CEO has authorization to execute and sign contracts in an amount not to exceed $100,000, close parentheses. And if there's no other business to come before the board, may I have a motion to adjourn the Touchstone Property Services?
Motion.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Any questions? Hearing none, roll call to adjourn. Ms. Mitchell,
Aye.
Mr. Weedman,
Aye.
Ms. Spears.
Aye.
The chair votes aye, the resolution passes. The Touchstone Property Services Incorporated meeting is closed. Now we move on to the regular board meeting of the Cincinnati Metropolitan Housing Authority for Tuesday, April 26, 2022. The meeting is now called to order. Roll call for attendance. Ms. Mitchell,
Present.
Mr. Weedman,
Present.
Ms. Spears,
Present.
and the chair is present. We have a quorum for the meeting. Item 3 is approval of the minutes. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion. This is
Thank
for
you.
April 1st, correct?
Say again.
The minutes from April 1st, correct?
Well, March 29th.
Is there a motion to approve the minutes
I'm
from
sorry.
the
I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry. You're right. March 29th. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Okay, so we have a motion and a second. Are there any corrections to the minutes? Hearing none, roll call. Ms. Mitchell.
Abstain.
Thank you. Mr. Weedman,
Aye.
Ms. Spears,
Aye.
and the chair votes aye, the motion passes. Is there a motion to approve the minutes from the regular board meeting held on March 29, 2022?
Motion.
Thank you. And a second? Thank you. Any corrections to the minutes? Hearing none, roll call. Ms. Mitchell,
Abstain.
Mr. Weedman,
Aye.
Ms. Spears.
Aye.
The chair votes aye. The motion passes. Is there a motion to approve the minutes from the annual plan approval special board meeting held on April 1st, 2022?
Motion.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Any corrections to those minutes? Hearing none. Roll call. Ms. Mitchell,
Aye.
Mr. Weedman,
Aye.
Ms. Spears,
Aye.
and the chair votes aye. The motion passes. Item 4 on our agenda is public comments. We have one request to speak, and I remind everyone our board standard is that each speaker has 2 minutes from the time they reach the podium for their comments. Is Ms. Cynthia Brown present?
Yes, hi, I am present. Actually, I just emailed Mr. Jump because I have to jump onto another call in just a few minutes. But I wanted to speak as just to give perspective as a contractor who has done work with CMHA for about 7 years. I just earlier today, I had a wonderful call with Ms. Brown, Mrs. Flowers, and also Ms. Duncan. So I definitely want to thank them. And I thank them for taking the time to just kind of walk me through what the perspective from the CMHA side looks like. And I look forward to being able to work with them moving forward to ensure that we can continue a great working relationship with the organization.
Well, thank you for sharing that with us. It doesn't go unnoticed, and we hope you'll feel free to tell that to all your other contractor friends.
No, absolutely. And I think that was the big takeaway from the call is I've worked with Thomas Rehabbing, who has done work with CMHA since 2015. And my biggest takeaway is even though I consider myself a veteran contractor, there were definitely some things that they presented to me that opened my eyes. And I know that's definitely feedback that I'll take back out to the field to make sure that they all have the same information. Just to kind of continue to make sure that the lines of communication are open between from the vendors as well with the organization.
Very well. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for taking time to share that with us tonight.
No problem. Thank you.
All right. Now, item 5 is discussion of secretary recommendations. Item 5A, the financial report. Resolution 5674, approving the bad debt write-offs for March 2022.
Motion.
Thank you. A second?
Second.
Thank you. Any questions from the board? Hearing none, roll call to approve. Ms. Mitchell,
Aye.
Mr. Weedman,
Aye.
Ms. Spears,
aye,
and the chair votes aye. The resolution passes. Resolution 5675, approving the fiscal year 2022, March 2022 financial statements for the Cincinnati Metropolitan Housing Authority.
Motion.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Any questions from the board? Hearing none, roll call for approval. Ms. Mitchell,
Aye.
Mr. Weedman,
Aye.
Ms. Spears,
aye,
and the chair votes aye. The resolution passes. Item 5B is request for approval to solicit bids for the following items. Resolution 5676, providing authorization to proceed with the request for proposals and solicitations for general goods and services from outside vendors. 1, solicitation 2022-7007, fee accounting services. Is there a motion to accept?
Motion.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Any questions from the board? Hearing none, roll call for approval. Ms. Mitchell,
Aye.
Mr. Weedman,
Aye.
Ms. Spears,
aye,
and the chair votes aye. The resolution passes. Item 5C is resolution to award contract renewals. Resolution 5677, authorizing the CEO of CMHA to sign the third one-year contract extension option for contract 2019-5001 healthcare brokerage services with Haran Associates Incorporated in a not to exceed amount of $50,000 annually for a maximum 5-year contract paid for by management services funds. Is there a motion to accept?
Motion.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Any questions from the board on this?
Yeah, did we go out to look at somebody else besides Haran in the past? I thought we did.
Yeah, we had another company for a few years,
Okay. You remember who it was?
Gallagher.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? Hearing none, roll call to approve. Ms. Mitchell,
Aye.
Mr. Weedman,
Aye.
Ms. Spears,
aye,
and the chair votes aye. The resolution passes. Resolution 5678, authorizing the CEO of CMHA to sign the third one-year contract extension option for contract 2019-7003 general legal services with Adams Law PLLC, Bricker and Eckler LLP, Coors and Bassett LLC, Dressman Benzinger Lavelle PSC, Finney Law Firm LLC, Graydon Head and Ritchie LLP, Heiss and Winstrup Company LPA, Manley Burke, a legal professional association, Rendigs Fry, Kiley and Dennis LLP, Strauss Troy Company LPA, and Wooden Lamping LP on an as-needed basis, not to exceed $200,000 per firm annually for a maximum 5-year contract and not to exceed the budgeted amount paid for by operational funds, administrative fees, management services funds, and development funds. Is there a motion? Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Are there any questions from the board? Hearing none, roll call to approve. Ms. Mitchell,
Aye.
Mr. Weedman,
Aye.
Ms. Spears,
aye,
and the chair votes aye. The resolution passes. Resolution 5679, authorizing the CEO of CMHA to sign the fourth one-year contract extension for contract 2018-3009-01 public housing conversion consultant with 2RW Consultants Incorporated, CSG Advisors Incorporated, CVR Associates Incorporated, Dominion Environmental Group Incorporated, DBA Dominion Due Diligence Group, Hawkins Delafield and Wood LLC, and Recap Advisors, and not to exceed amounts of $200,000 annually for maximum 5-year contracts paid for by management services funds, capital grant funds, and development funds. Is there a
Motion.
motion? Thank you. Second?
Second.
Thank you. Any questions from the board? Hearing none, roll call. Ms. Mitchell,
Aye.
Mr. Weedman,
Aye.
Ms. Spears.
Aye.
The chair votes aye, the resolution passes. Resolution 5680, authorizing the CEO of CMHA to sign the first 1-year contract extension option for contract 2021-3003. Construction cost estimating with Cmha Consultants LLC and Brown E&C Services Incorporated, DBA Brown Engineering and Construction, in a not to exceed amount of $100,000 annually per contractor for a maximum 5-year contract funded by grant and development funds not to exceed the board approved budget. Is there a
Motion.
motion to accept?
Second.
Thank you. Any questions from the board? Hearing none, roll call. Ms. Mitchell,
Aye.
Mr. Weedman,
Aye.
Ms. Spears,
Aye.
and the chair votes aye, the resolution passes. Resolution 5681, authorizing the CEO of CMHA to sign the first 1-year contract extension option for contract 2021-3004. Special inspection and testing services with ATC Group Services LLC and CSI Cincinnati LLC in a not to exceed amount of $100,000 annually per contractor for a maximum 5-year contract for the board approved budget funded by grant and development funds. Is there a motion to accept?
Motion.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Any questions? Hearing none, roll call. Ms. Mitchell,
Aye.
Mr. Weedman,
Aye.
Ms. Spears,
Aye.
and the chair votes aye, the resolution passes. Resolution 5682, authorizing the CEO of CMHA to sign the first 1-year contract extension option for contract 2021-4006. Development Consultants with Community Development Strategies Incorporated, WIVN LLC, National Council for Community Development Incorporated, Paolo Cisneros and Wallakendi Development Company LLC, in a not to exceed amount of $150,000 annually per contractor for a maximum 5-year contract, not to exceed the board approved budget and funded by development funds. Is there a motion to accept?
Motion.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Any questions? Hearing none, roll call. Ms. Mitchell,
Aye.
Mr. Weedman,
Aye.
Ms. Spears, and
Aye.
the chair, thank you. And the chair votes aye, the resolution passes. Now, resolution 5683, authorizing the CEO of CMHA to sign the first contract extension option through June 30th, 2022 for contract 2021-1002. Work order services with Chase Construction and Development Group LLC, Colossal Janitorial LLC, Ultimate Professionals LLC, Krusty Renovation Services LLC, Bruce Gray, DBA From the Ground Up Renovations, Trust Us Transportation LLC, DBA Trust Us Maintenance and Janitorial, the Stone Street Group LLC, Prestige Home Improvement and Roofing LLC, GLT Renovations LLC, Howard Edwards Contractors LLC, Diamond Professional Contractors LLC, August Cleaning Services LLC, Somebody Gotta Do It LLC, Fancy Structure Construction LLC, Touch of Perfection Painting LLC, Finesse Services LLC, and DCJ Janitorial LLC, in a not to exceed amount of $200,000 annually per contractor for a maximum 3-year contract for the board approved budget funded by operational funds. Is there a motion to accept? Thank you.
Second.
Second. Thank you. Any questions from the board? Hearing none, roll call. Ms. Mitchell,
Aye.
Mr. Weedman,
Aye.
Ms. Spears.
Aye.
The chair votes aye, the resolution passes. Item 5D is adopt a resolution to award the following construction contracts. There are no new construction contracts over $100,000 this month. In parentheses, per resolution 5587 approved August 31st, 2021, the CEO has authorization to execute and sign contracts in an amount not to exceed $100,000, close parentheses. There were 2 new construction contracts in March below $100,000. Item 5E is adopt a resolution under the general category. Resolution 5684, authorizing the CEO of Cmha to negotiate and enter into contracts for solicitation 2022-3017. Security camera systems and access control with Ella Holding Corporation, DBA Turnkey Technology Install Partners LLC, and Ocean 10 Security LLC, and a not to exceed amount of $250,000 annually per contractor for projects not exceeding $100,000 for a maximum 5-year contract or the board approved project budget. Funded by operational funds, administrative fees, management service funds, capital funds, and emergency grant funds. Any project exceeding $100,000 will be subject to board approval. So is there a motion to accept?
Second.
A motion and a second, thank you. And are there any questions from the board on this resolution?
This is just for Millvale, Beechwood, Maple Towers, San Marco, Riverview Apartments.
It will include other locations as funding is available, Mr. Weedman, like Beacon Glen, Crotty Court, Harrison Avenue, Lamar, Quebec. These all have multiple units in each one of those properties. Property management also wanted us to look at 4 families and the feasibility of installing camera system at 4 families. So we're working on that as well.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, any other questions? Hearing none, roll call. Ms. Mitchell,
Aye.
Mr. Weedman,
Aye.
Ms. Spears,
Aye.
and the chair votes aye, the resolution passes.
Can I just ask one other question?
Sure.
I trust, Joe, those are all wired systems, correct?
These are different technologies. So yes, if you're talking about wires to the camera, in most cases, yes.
Okay.
Some of these are standalone systems and work through cellular services. Other ones are DVR, NVR systems. So each one of these manufacturers offers a different solution.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you.
Okay. So let's see, resolution 5685. Did we have the roll call on that resolution, the prior?
Yes.
I believe we did.
Yeah, we did.
Thank you. Now we move on to item 2, resolution 5685. The secretary has requested that we table this resolution. Moving on to resolution 5686, authorizing the Cincinnati Metropolitan Housing Authority to execute any and all documents or to take any other action that is necessary or appropriate to facilitate the construction of Bennett Point, provide financing to Bennett Point for the project, and cause Cincinnati Metropolitan Housing Authority to execute any such further documentation for the project. Is there a motion to accept?
Motion.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Any questions from the board?
Mr. Chair, I would like to make a correction to that. It says to cause Cincinnati Metropolitan Housing Authority to execute. It could actually say approve the CEO to execute.
Noted. And we will,
I'll amend my motion to include that.
yes,
Second.
thank you. And now, any other questions from the board? Hearing none, roll call on the resolution. Ms. Mitchell,
Aye.
Mr. Weedman,
Aye.
Ms. Spears,
Aye.
and the chair votes aye, the resolution passes. During March 2022, fiscal year 2022, CMHA entered into 14 non-construction contracts with not to exceed maximum amounts below $100,000. There were 2 construction contracts below $100,000 in March. Per Resolution 5587, approved August 31st, 2021, the CEO has authorization to execute and sign contracts in an amount not to exceed $100,000. Are there any questions or discussions from the board members?
No.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, I just would like to make one comment before we close. First of all, I accidentally hit my camera and I didn't know it was off until I looked up. So I was looking at as you were reading. So I apologize for that. My second comment is I really appreciate whatever the staff did to work with Miss Cynthia Brown. So I'm going to say thank you, Bianca, Marquita, and Janelle, because I will tell you just 6 hours ago, she wouldn't have said what she said 10 minutes ago. So they've been working hard to work with her and communicate with her. So I really appreciate that. And they all worked on that together. So I just wanted to be sure I told them thank you in front of the board.
Oh, well, we thank them too.
Yeah, well said, Laverne. Yeah, those things don't just happen, do they? It's always the result. It's never an accident. It's always the result of good, skillful work. So good for you, Greg, to make note of that and draw attention. So do any board members have anything to offer for the good of the order? Okay. Well, if there's no other business to come before the board, may I have a motion to adjourn the regular meeting?
So moved.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Any questions? Hearing none, for roll call for adjournment, Ms. Mitchell,
Aye.
Mr. Weedman,
Aye.
Ms. Spears.
Aye.
The chair votes aye. The motion passes. The regular board meeting is adjourned. And as always, thank you to each of you for hanging in there and persevering through these difficult times, for having the endurance, not just the good work that you do, but to show the endurance that you are to keep going when you probably are wondering, is this ever going to let up? But again, it doesn't go unnoticed. Thank you so very much. Have a great Tuesday night.
Thanks,
Sunshine.
everybody.
Good night.